G'day. Welcome to AFL 360. Feeling a bit under the weather, hence the mask here today. If you enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. Today, we have the Carlton coaches with us here tonight. Jindrak.
Thank you for having us. Appreciate it again.
And Vexico Vice.
Pleasure to be here, Robbo.
Well, boys, you finally suffered defeat in your first, long travelling away game. Wet weather football. How's it feel? I mean, you got to be gutted to be dominating pretty much a lot of the statistics and lose like that.
Yeah, it was atrocious conditions. We didn't adapt well at the start. To win all of the key stats and lose a game, it's not a good look, and it's not something we stand for. To have that many more inside 50s and not win a game it's quite heartbreaking.
Now, your midfield was bashed, contested ball was non-existent, and clearances against you cost you the game in the first quarter. Would that be a fair assessment, Vexico?
That is a fair assessment. Clearances did cost us the game, even though our ruckman was getting first use of the ball. Our midfielders, they read the taps. But I also think the wet weather had a big factor in their ball movement. They had been wet all week there. We'd only got there the day before the game, and we didn't adapt to the weather conditions.
Sorry, boys, I might have let one clearances slip there
early in the game. Technically, I don't know if it cost us the game, but it had a big factor. I think poor kicking for us cost us the game, to be
he's definitely right,
Frank.
I think you might be right, Vexico. I still think that there is big problems within your clearance work, and it's not going to come overnight. But my next question is for you, Jindrak. Now, week in, week out, I've said it again and again and again. Are you finally going to change the defensive personnel and try something different? Because it's just absolutely not working. You're giving up huge scores quickly in games and finding it hard to control.
It's disappointing, isn't it, to see an issue like this happen so often at the moment. And, we've tried to fix in a few games. Sometimes it has worked. This time it just crumbled. It crumbled in the first quarter. I don't think any team this season has actually played that bad in an opening quarter. And, we've got a lot of we've worked on it pretty much all week. That was our number one focus all week, was defence. Everything was defence, just to get that working down. And there's going to be a few personnel changes, which is expected.
Can you give us a little insight to who maybe will come in and because Liam Jones, to be honest, has been really, really poor.
Without directly trying to put someone under the bus, at least for us, we definitely will say that McGovern is a definite in this week. He's played excellent football in the VFL, so we expect him. He's definitely going to come in and play. Who that is exactly going to replace, we can't probably say at the moment. We'll have to wait till match committee. But I'm pretty sure it's a pretty good guess on who that probably will be. But that won't be the only one that will be getting changed this week due to the poor performance, even though it in the end was only 1 point. But regardless, it's that opening quarter which was has cost a lot of players their spot.
I really think that giving up scores so quickly, and it seemed as though that there was mismatches. Gold Coast played a very different forward line, and it took us a while to sort of work that out. Now, is there something that you can do to get a hold? This is for both of you guys.
Yep.
To get a hold of this contested the clearances. You're winning hit outs by almost 20 more hit outs.
Yeah.
But yet, nearly every clearance was Gold Coast Football Club.
I think what we need to do with clearances and the ruck and things like that, a lot of it has to do with just being able to pretty much have our ruckman speak with our midfield a little bit more often, trying to understand. I mean, look, every ruckman's pretty decent in the league. It's not easy to win every hit out and get it clean. We have got it a few times. It's the opposition's reading our hit outs pretty well. But our players got to get on top. It's communication. They've got to get on top. They've got to start learning. And look, we're only 4 or 5 rounds in. It's going to basically grow as it goes on. We expect it to. But it's just a learning curve, pretty much, in my opinion. It's just a learning curve. We'll eventually get there. But we're winning the most crucial part. It's just we've got to hit it to our players. You all right, Robbo?
Oh, just stomach. I'm holding it, boys. I'm holding it together.
Yeah, you stunk a bit before, mate.
Vexico, you know. Yeah, what do you reckon? Do you agree with what Jindrak's saying?
Look, I think we do have a hold on our hit outs and our contested ball. I just really think that the wet conditions, we didn't adapt well. That is the first wet weather game we've played this season. And to be quite frank, we weren't prepared for it. We honestly weren't prepared for it. I think you'll see a big change this week.
Right. Now, you guys probably obviously, you know, my hero this week, and as every week I'll give you a hero, Lockie Weller. Most disposals on the ground, most clearances, and most inside 50s, hitting a target inside 50 was terrific to play against. Would you say that he was unstoppable on the weekend?
I would say he was very dominant on the weekend. He very disappointing. We put a bit of effort into him, but yeah, he just came on top, and he was definitely. I can understand why he'd be your hero.
Yeah. We couldn't lock Weller down. He dominated, and I think you'll see that he dominated early, and then we did get a bit of a hold on him, but at the start of the game we couldn't touch him. Kerno was on him, and he was just running rings around him.
This is a question for both of you guys. Port Adelaide this week. This is a big game. You have to bounce back. Who is the danger player that each of you have this week that is an absolute must to try and lock down?
Well, Robbo, for me, it's simple. Charlie Dixon is the danger player for Port. If he gets on the end of a few and kicks a few early goals, he may break our back. I mean, he is just an absolute match changer. If Charlie's on with that frame and that height, and he jumps and gets the ball at the highest point, it is nearly impossible to stop him. So if we can lock him down and maybe play a loose back in front of him to cut his leads off, and his contested marking inside 50, it'll go a long way to winning. But I think he's definitely the danger man this week, without a shadow of a doubt.
I tend to agree with you, Vexico. I think Charlie Dixon is probably going to be the biggest worry for you guys this weekend, without a shadow of a doubt. If Charlie gets hold of you guys, it could lead to a big bag. Jindrak, who's your danger player for Port this weekend?
Well, just like Vex said, it's no different. I mean, definitely Dixon by far. But for myself, I'll put Robbie Gray in that category. Considering he can go in the midfield and play as a forward, and he's so damaging, isn't he? He's extremely damaging, and if we don't put any effort or our players don't put any pressure onto him, he will eventually have a field day. And especially, I think probably going off the way Port Adelaide's probably, I'm assuming how they're going in this game, they'll see our defence is a little bit low at the moment, so they're going to try and exploit that, and we just got to be on our toes to stop them. But Robbie Gray, by far, in my opinion, is so damaging as a player. We've got to make sure we stop him because he's a game winner for Port Adelaide. Done it plenty of times, and in the past has done it against Carlton. I think it might have been last year maybe after the siren. So we don't want that happening again. We don't want more. We don't want any more close games, Robbo. We had enough of them. That's not good. I guess that's gonna end AFL 360 today. I mean, because Robbo just, oh man, it's starting to stink. Yeah. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jindrak, and that's
Vexico. Cheers, guys. I hope we don't catch this.
Yep, and I guess we shouldn't be ending this. We need more money for this. We need more money. But anyway, see you next time. That's been AFL 360. Bye-bye.